Hey everybody, the sun's behind me, so I'm just walking backwards for a second, but we are out here at the Empire Rail Trail because we are doing our shakeout run today, and it was a little rainy on the drive over, so that's why I tried to stay off the roads, but we found kind of a pocket of sun for right now, which is nice, and it's not raining on me. Great news. But yeah, we're gonna do a 4-mile shakeout run today, essentially as part of the training plan for the Brooklyn Half Marathon, and also just loosening up for the trail race tomorrow. I'm just gonna break down, my race strategy for that, kind of from my perspective, but also just how I plan on pacing my brother and what I'm gonna look for in him, because it's his first experience doing a longer distance race, and also just more of a new experience for me. I haven't done much trail racing, so I need to prepare for how I'm gonna feel on the dirt versus how I feel on the road. So let's get into it. All right, so like I said, this is a nice easy effort for me right now. Just gonna be loosening up the legs, taking it easy, making sure that I am not too tired for tomorrow, even though my legs were a little bit sore earlier in this week after the race last weekend. So far so good. We'll get our run in, and then I'll talk about the options of shoes I want to wear for tomorrow, and also again just race strategy, some fueling options for tomorrow, and I'll show you the course as far as just like the course map and everything as a little preview for the next video. Really nice things on this trail is they rebuffed out the whole like packed dirt slash kind of sand area, so there's an option to run on pavement or over here on this kind of buffed out dirt to protect the legs. So they resurfaced the whole thing, which is really nice. No more little potholes from footprints and things. Very cool. All right, we're all done. I'm glad I came out here. It's always better once I get out the door. Sometimes, again, it's just hard to get out the door, so completely understand that feeling, but we did it. We got our 4 miles in, and most importantly, I felt good. I mean, I think my legs will be fine tomorrow. They feel as fresh as normal for, just a nice, easy 4-miler. And yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow now. The second nice thing that happened is we beat the rain, I guess. We kind of found a hole in the rain clouds, so now these shoes that I'm wearing won't be soaking wet if I decide to wear them tomorrow, which is a plus. So as far as the pace, we came in at 9:46 per mile. You can see it right here in kilometers. And yeah, that's about it. So let's get inside and go over the race plan, the shoes that I want to wear, and all that good stuff for tomorrow. All right, guys, so it started raining again. Somehow we fit right in that little window where we were able to find a spot in the world, or at least just a time in this morning where there was no rain on me, which again is nice if I do want to use the shoes I was wearing today tomorrow during the 15K trail race. So just a little bonus for myself. But let's talk strategy. First, I'm going to throw up the course map. It's a little bit rough, but keep in mind this is a local running club. This is not New York Roadrunners, the other races that I'm often at with 5,000 plus runners. This is a local race put on by, I believe it's called the Strong Island Running Club. Funny thing to note, it's actually the first time that I ever got an age group award, and the first time I ran with Strong Island Run Club. One sec, I'll go grab it. So here it was. This was my medal actually for the age group award that I won a couple years ago, I guess. It was probably in 2019, I'd say, maybe 2020. But either way, this was an age group award I won one time previously for a turkey trot with, again, the Strong Island Running Club. So it's a small group. They put on, local races out there on Long Island in New York. So this is the trail map. The 15K is going to consist of the full red, green, and yellow loops all included. That'll make up the 9 miles or so, 15 kilometers of racing. And as far as the surface, I don't really know. I have some experience, when I was maybe 15 years ago hiking in those trails. It's kind of near where my grandparents actually lived at the time, kind of in this area. So I think it's kind of a buffed out dirt trail. There's a lot of rain today, I believe, so it may lead to some muddy conditions. So I'm still kind of tossing up between, a real trail shoe and maybe being able to get away with a faster road running shoe, whatever makes me more comfortable. So it'll probably be a game time decision based on the weather while I'm warming up and, just kind of seeing what I'm seeing as far as the trail that's within that first mile that I'm warming up on. So we'll get into the shoes in just a second, but first, just general strategy. I am going to bring my Morton gels. I'll probably plan on having 2 myself, and I'll bring 2 for my brother. For those who don't know, my goal tomorrow is to pace him through the race, and he wants to get around 8:30 per mile for his goal pace throughout the whole race. So I'll bring some for him. I'm actually going to bring the shoes for him as well because he's the same shoe size, and we're going to kind of pick and choose together. So I'm going to prioritize him and what he wants in the shoes, but we'll still talk about it. And I'll bring him some gels as well. For the course itself, I think there's only 1 water stop, which is a little bit low for, maybe a 9-mile race for a lot of people. But honestly, for me, I wouldn't take in that much water, if any, for a 15K, just because I'd rather be on my roll and not get involved with the water table or whatever for that distance, but maybe we'll grab a cup of water along the way. So as far as effort, I'm very used to seeing people go out too hard in the New York Roadrunners races. It's been a big benefit for me as I started to race in an environment where there was 5,000 plus people. I could always hear people just breathing so heavy in the first mile, second mile, and I always knew that they weren't going to be able to keep that effort up for the length of distance that we were going to go. So it's the same thing here. I've got to kind of keep an eye on my brother. I think it's his first real effort at a longer distance running. I just want to kind of control his expectations, maybe start a little bit slower, listen to him and listen to us and our effort and talk it out and say, how are we feeling? The first 4 miles or so in my experience in a 15K should feel pretty comfortable. You should feel like you're racing, but not like you're breathing too heavy. Then after that 4-mile mark, you can kind of assess if you felt good enough to now continue that pace, increase the pace a little bit, or maybe you should have probably learned even before that if you needed to take a step back off of the pace. So we'll start out around 8:45 per mile, maybe trying to whittle it down a little bit to 8:40 if we're feeling good after the first 1 or 2 miles. And maybe we'll be able to settle in at that 8:30 if he's truly feeling comfortable at that pace for, again, the first 4 to 5 miles. If he was feeling good, I think we'll probably stick to 8:30 through most of the remainder of the race. If he was feeling good at 8:45, we'll pick it up to that 8:30 mark towards the second half of the race. So that's kind of the loose plan for now. Again, with a lot of variables, it's not as definitive as me where I have like a definite pace I know I can do and want to do, where he has kind of a pace that he wants to do, but there's a lot of unknowns as far as, what he could do across 9 miles. He's pretty good. He's strong. He's fast. He can do probably a faster mile than me even, but he doesn't have the endurance experience yet. So it's going to be a little bit of a toss up and feeling it out the day of as far as my race and ultimately his race that we're running alongside him doing. Now let's go over the shoe choices really quick. Carbon X2, haven't talked about this much on the channel, but we will. Just an option as a carbon plated racer, on sale right now for about $140, so it's a decent option. Has a nice stable base. Thing I don't like about it so far, at least especially for the trail race, is there's no rubber on the outsole. This is just like a hardened EVA foam, so I've tried it a couple times. I don't know if it's going to be a choice for the trail race, only if it's super dry out there tomorrow. The next choice, Ring Cone 3. My brother likes the Clifton. He's been running in it now. So again, that's part of the other reason why I'm bringing a lot of Hoka. Just a light shoe. I think it'll work just fine if the trail, again, is fairly dry. More rubber on the outsole, so it'll be a little bit grippier if it's like sandy or anything. This one's just also so flat, so that is really hard if you're, getting to any kind of mud or anything like that on the trails, where this one has a little bit more depth to the outsole. So this is a decent option, nice and light again. This probably seems like the obvious choice, again, just in case there's any mud or anything like this. This is the EVO Speed Goat. Obviously actual tread pattern on the bottom of the shoe. I will probably use this if my brother does not choose to use this for me or for himself and take it from me. So this is my probable go-to, again, light for a trail shoe and race ready for sure, especially for what I'm doing tomorrow. The final choice, again, if it's dry enough, and this is probably my choice only if I'm feeling a little bit fatigued in the morning. There's been a lot of other racing and working out as I prepare for the Brooklyn Half Marathon. So if I'm feeling a little sluggish and it's dry out, I may choose to go with the Next Percent. This is the first one. I might also bring the Next Percent 2. Again, this is just a shoe that I know I can probably go my fastest in as long as the conditions are right. So just in case I have any doubt in my mind in getting to my brother to where he needs to be, I'm going to bring this along as well. So I put those shoes on Discord. If you don't know, I posted yesterday, I started a Discord server, so I posted that in the Discord as well. I'll put the Discord in as a pinned comment down below if you'd like to join the conversation. But nevertheless, that's the shoe choice for tomorrow. That's the overall race strategy. That's the course. And, we'll see how it goes and when we get out there and get to it.